The FDA has a protocol for approving medications for emergency use. It's called the Emergency Use Authorization. These EUA applications that are filed for medications have to meet certain criteria. The criterion for efficacy, according to that, is may show benefit. There is no criterion of efficacy for randomized controlled trial. The FDA does not have a randomized controlled trial standard for showing efficacy in emergency use authorizations, which is what we're talking about now in the pandemic. So to say that the FDA requires a randomized controlled trial is a falsehood, because their own internal documents, which have been made public on the internet, show that that's not true. Secondly, the same documents show that once a drug has been approved by the emergency use authorization, the FDA will not allow that mechanism to approve other medications. And that means that if hydroxychloroquine were to be approved, that other drug companies would have to use the regular route for approval and not the emergency one, and that takes much larger, longer methods to get those drugs approved. So I believe that is where the problem is, that the FDA is protecting the slot for some drug companies to be able to have their medications approved for emergency use instead of hydroxychloroquine.
I've been reading the cost of remdesivir, and I've read a lot about remdesivir as well. And from what I've read, a lot of the results there are promising as well. But a 65-year-old drug is not a drug that any company is going to make money on, is it?
That's correct. But I don't necessarily know that it's remdesivir that's the competition here, because each drug has its niche for use. Remdesivir is used right now in hospitalized patients. The application we're talking about is in outpatients.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was very clear in the studies. You're right. If taken early, the thing that frustrates me then the most is then the most widely publicized in the media article was published in a medical journal and then later retracted. But they did not point or cite the Henry Ford study or the Mount Sinai study, or you talked about the Milan study. Dr. Oz has talked about that, and another study. So it seems to me that politics is all over this, and you're also saying financials are all over this, and that bothers me greatly, because for me, the only concern ought to be saving lives.
Correct, but I think that all fingers point to the FDA. I think the FDA is basically behind the whole problem, and it's been carrying out a charade against evidence, against science, since at least July, when on July 1st it put out a black letter warning saying that the drug should not be used in outpatient circumstances because of risk of cardiac rhythm problems. And underneath that black letter warning was a box saying that they based this on information about adverse events in hospitalized patients. These are sick, severely ill hospitalized patients that have involvement of the virus throughout the body, including the heart and the heart muscle. And from those adverse events, they extrapolated to people with the flu-like illness that occurs in outpatients. And that is a total unreasonable, scientifically and medically unreasonable extrapolation to do. And it created the entire false climate that these drugs have any hazard in use in outpatients.
So if the retracted medical journal article that was highly publicized, they had to pull it back, it speaks for itself. And the VA study, my understanding is a retrospect study, that this was given to patients late in the process. Sounds to me like they were 3 days before dying. Here, take this, let's see if it works. Too late then. And Daniel Wallace's The Risk is Nil. Would you say that hydroxychloroquine is safe?
Okay, so I'm going to the bike shop to get my bike. Haha. I'm just kidding. Everybody has to wear a mask. Oh, God. Let's see if it's done.
So, I'm glad that I asked about that.
Hi, you guys. I'm here to pick up my bike.
I'll be off for the next 2 days. What kind of bike is it? You want to bring it in right away?
It's a black mountain bike. I'll have to get you guys to tell us the name because I don't remember.
Okay.
Minimum charge, we're looking at around 25 per day.
Because I'll be
Still working on it. It'll be a few more minutes.
This
Okay.
break this down to size.
It's a roll.
That's not it.
No?
No. No, that is not it.
Probably about minimum.
Let me see.
$15.
It has. Yeah.
Yours doesn't have red in it, does it?
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that
Okay.
it?
Let me see.
Is that
Yeah.
it?
That's it.
Oh, never mind. I guess it is.
It is. Yeah, it is it. Because look. That's my tire.
Okay.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
So it's a rolling?
It's a rolly.
So this is a
Oh,
mountain bike, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's a Raleigh Eva 3.
yeah,
You
that's
wanna pick
it.
it up tomorrow after work? How much longer?
Should be less than 5 minutes.
Well, I hate to pick it up from work. Oh well. He said it'll be done way before 2.
Is there anything else that would need to be done, like check brake pads or whatever, if you do that?
And then if they need something additional, then the two.
Oh, take that and train apart.
That's fine.
Oh,
Okay, what did you
so
want me
this
to
will
do?
just take the pins out and I can. Okay.
Yeah, so if anything, you gotta
Okay.
right now, you're probably looking at minimum charge of 23 to 25.
That's the guy that took it in yesterday.
Spray that.
The guy right there.
No, it's all
He took it in yesterday.
Well, he's right. They're out of bike.
Huh?
All these are repairs.
Yep, pretty
All
much.
these are repairs.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't have hardly anything to
No,
sell.
I'm taking that.
Okay.
So much for it being.
No kidding. They got a lot of repair work.
They got a lot of repair work coming.
Well, that's part where they make their money.
They got a lot of work to do.
Oh, look, they got a bell.
Yep. Oh no, I already checked on it.
Yeah, he's finishing it up.
Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot.
Hey, you know what?
Hey, you can put their phone number in your
Yeah, put it in.
phone. Oh,
Yeah.
look at this. It looks like a mini bike.
So far, it has a flat tire. Looks like it's someone's that they own.
Yeah, but that's a trippy little bike, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, I hate to ride that and then have it pop. Woohoo! Can't put it on a bike rack. Well, that one has. Yeah, that one definitely has a flat tire.
Looks like it's got a thing for an electric motor.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting the electric motor on mine, on my bike.
How much goes on? Looks like this is a bunch of repair work too.
Looks like it's done, Dad.
Okay.
So I gotta pay for it, but. He's checking on everything. Do I need to get a new chain? Make sure it's done, that's all. Oh, he's gonna spray it, right?
I don't know.
Looks like it's